be asking yourself some discovery questions when it comes to your system, and you need to be asking them every week, all the time. And I know that might sound like a lot of work. It's not. If you're working your system well, and if you're following a system like the one I was telling you about, you should every week be kind of like planning out your week. You should be doing that. So when you're doing that, ask yourself these questions. It doesn't have to be separate time. As you're doing it, ask yourself this. So you want to be saying to yourself all the time, what is this system doing for me? How is it making me feel, and how is it making my life better? You want to be asking yourself that, and you want to be answering it. Reason being is that you need this for inspiration to stick with it, all right? Because your system shouldn't take you a lot of time, but it still takes time and energy to do it, and you need that constant remembrance. It also helps with the law of attraction to attract what you're asking for and what you're wanting when you're really feeling like you're working the system. Take that a step further and say, I bring myself, and then name those emotions that your system helps you feel, like peaceful and less stressed and making more money or getting healthier or spending more time with my kids or whatever that is, and say that you do that and that your system supports that for yourself. Say something along those lines, because then it keeps you feeling powerful. And your system becomes like this great tool. It's all about mindset, right? It remains that in your mindset that the system is a really awesome tool to help you with those things, but you're generating it, okay? Which is a fact, all right? So you want to do that. You want to answer that, and you want to just pay attention to it. And if you're saying it and it's not feeling authentic, you're like, actually, it's not bringing me that, or it's not bringing me enough of that, or I wish it was bringing me this. Check in there too and adjust as needed. Okay. I miss systems, right? And I have 2 desks. That's 4. I have 2 desks, one upstairs here in my office and one downstairs. And the downstairs one is much more for like household stuff, right? Because to me, it just works better to have that in 2 separate places. I'm in 2 different energy zones when I'm dealing with those things. So that one looks like a bomb went off on it. My desk right here, my work desk, looks pretty clean, okay? And the reason that it looks like that is because my system is not serving me that well. It was until I got extra busy, and then it stopped serving me well. So that's not because I suck or I'm lazy or I don't have time. It's because that extra busyness and that lack of time was kind of showing me that my system needs an adjustment, okay? So tomorrow on my marker board calendar, I have allotted out a little time to think about, what do I need to adjust here? Make sense? Okay. I kind of already know the answer, all right? I need a better catch-all system that categorizes or something, because what happens is like the stack. Everybody has a place like that in their house, right? Do you have it? Where it's just like everything stacks and like everyone puts it there, and you're like, dude, go put it where it belongs. Why are you putting it right there? My desk is the spot that all of that happens. So I either need to designate a new spot for that, or I need to have a better system for when they do put something on my desk. Or I need to yell at the boys that I live with and the man that I live with to not do that anymore. I'm not sure exactly which one's going to be best, but that's all going to be considered in my time allotted for that in my system. Make sense? Okay. Your system should be serving and helping you all the time. It really, really should. You also want to connect the idea of your system working efficiently with abundance coming in, with you being powerful, all of that good stuff. Okay, that was the basic gist of what I said in the other video. I said it a little bit longer. But really, that's the important part. Okay, so what I want to do now is take your questions about systems and about the crazy energy going around because of the presidential shift happening. Okay, so if you have those questions, those comments, I want you to go ahead and ask, and I will answer. So Christine Varnum says it's the crazy presidential energy, kind of like the energy around the election. Wow. Yes, you're absolutely right. It is very similar to the energy around the election. We have the energy that drives empaths really, really crazy, which is like people divided. Okay. And people are doing that thing again, like they did when the election, results first came out, where they're like pitted against each other because they have different opinions and they're attacking each other. So that's like misplaced anger, right? Like you're taking your anger and your frustration, hey Angela, you're taking all of that out on the wrong person. That doesn't make any sense. You're not actually like feeling those feelings for that person. You're just like getting all of that out on them because they're a target and they believe differently than you, and you're finding that frustrating. Okay. So that energy of like divide, of disconnection is super difficult for empaths, and even more difficult for empaths such as myself. I feel ya. Whose real drive and real mission is connection and love and bringing that into the world. So it's extra difficult for all of us. Like everything gets thrown for us. Like I feel the tension in my body from it. Okay. So you have to appreciate that about yourself. You have to have a little space. What you can do is look for love and connection. Like look around for it. It's there. It's just like, it's not going to be on the news. It's all going to be about disconnection right now. Okay. The news likes to scare you. Okay. They use fear to get viewers. That's just what they do. So turn that shit off. You don't need that right now. Okay. Look at the clips or something, just read them. That's much better than like watching a video because the energy is a little bit less. You can control it better. Okay. But really look for connection and think in terms of solutions. Instead of just sitting in a place of being frustrated by it, what can you do to solve it? What can you do to bring something better to it? It's not some kind of crazy, weird, fluky accident that I wanted to do systems this month. Yes, it's the new year. I know. But also because I see a need for like structure. I see a need for solutions and for people to take the power back, not need it to be so far outside of themselves and to not need to freak out. And doing things like this is grounding, and it makes you feel powerful and it makes you feel good. And so that ties right in. Makes sense? Okay. So that energy that you're feeling is divide, and you're feeling misplaced anger. Now, anger is a secondary emotion. You don't ever just feel anger. Anger is a reaction to another feeling. And so that feeling is fear. Okay, so whatever side you fall on for who you voted for, it's still a reaction to fear. Okay? Make sense? Questions? Let me know. Okay. Stacy says, I feel like I need a system to set up systems. I like that. Yeah, you need a time slot, girl. You need time allotted to do it. I saw that you got your stuff in the mail, right? Like I saw that, you posted that. So now you have the stuff, you have the tools. Now you need the time. So you need to allot time. You need to take out a planner. You better have a planner, right? Take out a planner. If it's only on your phone for now, fine, but get yourself a planner and write down when you're going to do it. You don't need a ton of time. You really don't. Put a system in place and then try it out for a couple weeks. Set it out. Takes me now to lay out my system like 5 minutes because I know my system well. Like a good system is efficient. I'm all about efficiency. Okay. Like to the point where I fold my laundry and put that away as I'm helping my kids with homework. Like efficiency. There's too many things to do, okay? I listen to my Audible books while I exercise. 2 things at once, right? So you really want to make the most out of your time, okay? So setting up a system once you have it in place and like doing it weekly should not take you very long. 10 minutes max. When you're designing your system and laying it out, schedule in like blocks of half an hour. Like, let me just work on it for half an hour, see what comes. And then on this day, I'll go back and like see. And then this day I'll put it up on the wall. If that's what works. Okay. If you're like, you know what? I just want to hammer it out. I'm going to have 45 minutes or an hour. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to see how great it is. All right. Whatever works, but you've got to schedule in the time. If you just let your brain choose the time in the present moment, you will fail. Because your brain will talk you out of it all the time, okay? You know what? My brain would much rather me watch Netflix or clean the house or do something different. It would. So if I listened to that and I didn't have the time designated, I wouldn't get it done. Make sense? Okay, I hope that makes sense.